Alrighty guys, we are back. We're going to finish working on our striped bass. I think what we're going to have to do is, I realized, to keep the arch of the body and everything looking good, we also need to have arch in the fins. So we're going to have to thin those out a little bit more than I like. Also, we're going to have to shave the face down a little bit more because striped bass is actually a pretty flat fish. Try something a little new and throw some curve balls that you're not used to. But I think the end product is going to look pretty good. I don't know what did I do with my pen.
Stand up if you are a first-generation college student. Stand down if you're a mother. If you are actively deployed, a veteran, or you're in a military family, please stand. The world in which we live equally distributes talent, but it doesn't equally distribute opportunity. And paths are not always the same. I will tell you this, Southern New Hampshire University can change the whole trajectory of your life.
Unlimited data on a great network?
Yep.
This is amazing.
We know you love it. At Retro PCS, we're so sure you'll love our network. We'd like you to try it for free. Get 2 months of unlimited data free. All on a network that covers 99% of people in the U.S.
Not all light beers are created equal. One is brewed with more taste, fewer calories.
Luckily, we might get rid of that line where we first had the gill plate before I decided to put a curve in the body.
For the day, solo a Star Wars story-inspired menu. This guy. For a limited time, try the delicious all-new movie-inspired menu only at Denny's. Solo a Star Wars story, May 25th.
We got to thin our body down a little bit more now. Thought about getting our little sickle-shaped blade out because it helps carve curved shapes like this easier, but it also removes a lot of wood without a whole lot of effort, so you can get yourself in trouble. Yeah, it's getting a little better. Get rid of this big lump there. Where's our template? Gotta put some of that detail back in now. So, it's the second time we've had to do this.
Basically, you get 82 of these premium sandwiches for $6. Let's play! What's your deal? Alright, I'm cranking it. For $6, I got spicy chicken and a Whopper. Jackpot. This is the 2 for $6 mix.
There we go. fun news, guys. I just got approved for my Master Angler Award. When you catch a fish, if it's within a certain parameters as far as size, you can submit it to the Fish and Wildlife, and they can approve it for trophy fish. You get 3 of their fish on their little list that are within their parameters. You get your Master Angler Award, which I'm finally gonna get. So, got a lot of bragging rights over my friends now. So that's awesome.
That's actually yours.
As you can see underneath, hopefully, we're gonna have to angle that a little bit. The bottom of the head.
You're really wearing that on a date? What's wrong with it? You look like a slutty highlighter.
So,
You know what? I think I look great, and that's all that matters. Where are you going? Where do you think? To change. Why are you being such a bitch? I'm just being honest. Good. I'll be honest too. You're being a bitch. And I use that word instead of the word I want to use because you're my granddaughter and I love you. What, does this make a big deal just because she's going out with some random guy? Excuse me, young lady, but your mother going out with some random guy is the only reason you exist. And I'll tell you another thing. If she doesn't meet somebody, she's going to turn into one of those crazy old ladies with 20 cats who lives with their daughter. You're going to be chasing her down the street trying to pin her rope shut. Better? Oh, wait. What? Why did you try out that black dress in my closet? Think it'll look cute on you. Thank you. Wow, look at you being a nice person. I'll tell you what. As a reward, why don't you go out with Luke tonight and I'll watch Roscoe? You don't have plans? No. At my age, when you've had sex in the afternoon, you're good for the whole day. If our waitress is cute, it's totally okay to sandwich sister.
Have you ever eaten your mother?
No, I haven't. How about you?
No.
Ah, look at us. We already have something in common. So, what do you do?
Oh, yeah. I'm a civil engineer.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have no idea why I said wow, because I don't know what that is.
Okay, well, today, for instance,
before I shape the face anymore, we gotta
like so
go ahead and put our eyeball back on.
stuff by manufacturers and just get the best price. With the stock what?
That sounds crazy.
There we go.
Pretty boring.
No, it's not. From now on, every time I stop at a red light, I'll think of you.
That'd be all fun.
Not really. I tend to just blow words through 'em. Good evening, folks. Can I start you off with a cocktail or some wine?
Yes, would you like a drink?
No, thank you.
Come on, live a little.
Oh, you can live a little for both of us.
Don't be silly. That's wine never hurt anyone.
I don't drink. Not because I don't want to, but because I can't. It wrecked my life, it destroyed my relationships, and I'm still picking up the pieces. But if you want a glass of wine, you go right ahead. Won't bother me at all. I'm a sister.
If you say what happened, just move on.
I can't do that. I will find a way to take care of my girls. We are all stronger than we think we are.
Now, if you don't have reference pictures,
You realize the gardening gene skipped a generation.
it's good to know the general shapes and anatomy of a fish, especially the specific fish you're working on. Fortunately, I do know. That's why I don't really have a whole lot of reference pictures.
Thank you, Tiny Wagon.
The closest I'll get to a reference picture on this is probably when we actually get to painting it, just to make sure the paint schemes are exact. Although this curved shape is being a little pain. Normally would be done by now. But it's good to step outside of the box sometimes. Especially, like I said, I'm doing this for a friend who just recently went fishing with me. Really enjoyed it, just catching fish. I mean, it's a good thing that fish are spawning right now, so it wasn't hard to catch any. So I figured, like I've done for most of my friends, make them a what I call the lucky fishing necklace. Everybody gets a particular fish, and they wear it every time they go fishing, so it's bring them good luck. Most fishermen are very superstitious, so. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. And see, we're not going to thin him down completely like he would in real life, just for the simple fact we don't want it to be so thin that it's super fragile and it'll break. Because remember, somebody's going to be wearing it, so as long as you have the general shape and everything, then it's okay to have the fish a little bulkier than he would normally be. How are we gonna curve these fins?
That's the name of this and with you, because it's extra crispy like meat. Get it at $5 from KFC.
Never curved one for a carving before, so this ought to be interesting. This is gonna give our curved shape a little bit more of that look, hopefully. You can also make it concave, like I'm going to do this tail when we're done with it. I'm going to leave a little bulk on this one because we're going to carve in the notches for where the dorsal spines are. Which, if you're a fisherman, you've been hit with at least once in your life. Not the worst pain in the world, but it'll irritate you for days. They have this almost like a mucus on their skin and their fins, so when they stick you, it really irritates the skin. Yeah, something good. I'm gonna shape off our pin marks on this. That way when we paint it, it doesn't show up. Like I said, we're going to have to leave this one alone for now, because we're going to have to draw in the spines, and I've lost my pin. Otherwise, I'd be doing that right now. I got a pectoral fin. Probably going to edge this pectoral fin down a little bit. Really don't like the side of this face here, but we got two more lucky fish necklace carvings we're going to be doing before we get into our movie characters. Just because I don't like distractions on my mind. If I'm going to do a carving, I realized I should do it for you guys. So we're gonna do the Yami Yami. I know I'm not saying that exactly right. It's the Zambezi River God. Let's see, where's it at? This guy here. It's almost like a snake. In Zambia and Africa, a lot of people, fishermen, wear that for protection when they're out on the waters. I saw it on an episode of River Monsters and just thought it was really neat. You can actually find them surprisingly easily online to buy, but I want to make my own. That way it's got some significance to me, because I've never been to Zambia, so other than me making my own, it wouldn't really have any significance. And then we're just going to do a standard tribal fish hook necklace for a friend of mine for his birthday. And we're going to do those out of basswood, so that they're much stronger. Currently, the place I get my wood from doesn't have any at the moment. That's why we're doing this in the fragile balsa. And I didn't feel like waiting. And also, don't think my friend is going to wear it very often, just because it's not her style. Doesn't hurt my feelings, because I already know that. It's the gesture. It's the nice thing. You know, when you have a relative buy you a gift for like your birthday or Christmas or something, and you don't really like it, but you appreciate the gesture. That's probably how this is going to go, just because she's not really an outdoorsy type. I'm sure she'll appreciate the gesture, because she did have a lot of fun fishing. He even made up a couple certificates as a gag on our Fish and Wildlife website. You can print up these commemorative certificates. It's usually for like kids, but it says like my first bass or my first crappie or first catfish, all that kind of stuff. So I printed up a couple for her first striped bass and her first black crappie, just for a laugh. But her husband, who I'm good friends with, he thinks she'll probably take it serious and end up put it on the mantle or something, which would be awesome. That'd be hilarious. But I think a lot more people would enjoy fishing if they'd give it a try. So all you anglers out there, if you want to take somebody fishing and they don't want to go, the key is stay on them until they decide, yeah, they'll give it a try. And you make sure you take them when the fish are spawning and you know where they're spawning at, so that they catch them and it's fun. I mean, it's just like a little kid. If they're not catching fish, they're bored, they hate it. But if you're catching fish, they just absolutely love it and can't get enough of it. That's a trick I've learned, at least. Maybe to help anybody else out there. Alright. Gotta try and get a little curve to our anal fin. I'm gonna try a different technique with this one. We're also going to try and add some of the spines down here in this anal fin as well. I have a bad habit when I'm handling fish. Instead of grabbing around the body, I usually stick my finger in their mouth and hold them that way. It has a tendency to rough up your fingers. And also, if you catch a fish that has teeth, you can't use that technique. When I caught a gar, 2-foot long gar, that sucker was strong. I had to have it with a tight grip when I was holding it around the body. It was so fat around the body that I couldn't get my hand all the way around it. And people say gar are bad eating, which I can't concur or not, because I haven't eaten it. And the reason being is because I've heard some gars actually toxic to people. Won't kill you, but it'll make you sick as a dog. So if you catch a fish like that, don't kill it though. Everybody wants to call them trash fish or rough fish. I don't think you should kill a fish just for the sake of killing it. If you're gonna take it home, you better eat it. Bring a big cooler and throw it in your fish tank or a pond or something. Alright, it's looking cool, guys. It's looking really cool. Let's see where I am on time. Alright. We're going to end this video here shortly just because I got dinner cooking and do not want it to burn. Yeah, see, I like that slight curve. Let's give it a little bit more over here by the tail. And hopefully these camera angles are good, guys. I've been focusing really hard on getting the camera angles perfect. I'm trying to work on a new mount so that I know for a fact the camera angles are perfect. But I like this downward angle. You can actually see exactly what I'm doing. If I placed it in front looking towards me, you wouldn't get the angles as well. When I decided to do these videos, I wanted to try and do a first person perspective, so that you're seeing how I do these. I don't know if you're learning very much. I don't get any comments to tell me if these are informative or anything. But hopefully gives y'all at least some ideas for your own projects. I may not replicate what I do because I do things some odd ways, I guess. Yeah, see, our tail's got a nice curve to it now, guys. Yeah, it's looking sick. I like it. I like it a lot.
It felt right from the start. I never thought I would have another half, and it just changed my life.
Hello? I'll be up there in a second. I'm recording right now.
We're not offering people. Well, he's kind of offering.
Well, yeah, it's done.
Would suggest eHarmony because it does it a different
Alright.
way than other sites do.
Start for free today.
Sorry, guys. Had to take a phone call.
You have a vision. It's behind everything you do. Even when you least expect it, it comes through. You know what you want, and we can.
Another thing new in my life, guys, I got a new tattoo, which I absolutely hate.
Including special finishes.
You know, when you go in there and you watch a lot of videos and stuff that tell you what to expect. It's not my first tattoo, obviously. Otherwise, I would have mentioned it was my first one, but trying to find a new tattoo artist and everything, it's a big deal to find somebody to put something permanent on your body. And you got to give them a certain level of trust. And this guy told him what I wanted. I wanted it photorealistic, so like you take a snapshot with a camera, because it's a memorial tribute tattoo to a friend of mine who passed away. And I even drew up a really good sketch of the general concept I wanted. I was like, alright, I want this, but make it more realistic and everything. And what I get back is like a illustration you'd see like in a magazine, wildlife magazine or something. And the colors are wrong too. You see it here. You had a bass and a crappie. I wanted a deer up in the clouds. The deer's all wonky. The crappie has got yellow in it, so it looks like a perch. And none of it's realistic. It looks like an old, like, 1950s Ed Hardy style tattoo. I hate it. So I have to wait for it to heal so I can take it to somebody who actually knows what they're doing and isn't lying to somebody. And yes, I told him exactly what I wanted. Photorealistic, full color and all that. He said he could do it. Pretty much free-handed everything on there, so put a little too much trust in somebody. So, word of caution to anybody out there wanting to get a tattoo. Really think it through. Because now I'm going to have to spend more money and go to somebody else in order to see what they can do to this. I'm almost thinking about having it covered up with something else and then going to somebody and getting the actual tattoo I wanted on a different place in my body. Like with my upper arm or something like that. Alright guys, I guess before I end this clip, yeah, it's looking good. Before I end this clip, let's see if we can't do these spines. Very delicate work. So what you want to do is kind of like draw a V. So you start at the top here, and you work your way down. Alright, so here. I'll draw a straight line where that one ends. Where this one is. Curve it like that. Curve it like that. So it's not a V, it's more like a half C shape. The letter C.
Welcome back to the United States. Is your trip for business or pleasure?
Now, we are going to use our small knife. And you want to make sure that it is very sharp. Shit. Why the hell they would do that?
What do we have here?
Christine. How could you? What? This is not my bag.
I don't like how this knife's working. I'm just going to switch knives.
I don't want to tell you how to do your job, but check her thighs.